up everyone, I'm Roxy.
And I'm Paris.
And if you're new to this channel, we're so happy to have you here, and if you've always been here, then welcome back.
So on today's episode of Study Sundays, we are going to share with you some of the things that you need to do the morning of the exam.
But before we begin, do not forget to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. Those links are popping up here, and we have so many giveaways coming up, especially holiday ones, so you don't want to miss out.
So with all of that being said, let's get right into this video. So the very first thing that you want to do is wake up early in the morning, and whatever you do not want to hit that snooze button. So you should have at least 4 or 5 alarms set from the night before, but another tip that we have, and one that you can use as well, is to call someone and tell them to wake you up the morning of the exam. So you could just message them the night before and say, hey, I have an exam tomorrow, can you wake me up at this time? So it can be your mother, brother, sister, father, cousin, just anyone you can count on to wake you up that morning of the exam.
The second thing that you want to do on the day of your exam is to make sure and check the schedule of your exam. The worst thing that can happen is any last minute changes that you are not aware of. So get up in the morning, make sure and go to your school website, make sure the time, date, and location has not changed, because you really don't want to study hard and then miss your exam.
So another thing that is really important to do in the morning is to eat. And I know that sometimes you feel really nervous. That happened to me already, and I felt like I couldn't eat anything, and then I was starving in the exam. So just start off small with a glass of water or a cup of tea, and it doesn't have to be a continental style breakfast. Just eat some fruits and some toast, and just make sure you feed your brain, because your brain needs that energy, so do not starve it.
So the fourth tip is to make sure that you are at the exam location 3 to 4 hours before the exam actually starts. If you're living far, this is even more critical, because you do not want to be stuck in traffic. There can be an accident on the road, there can be so many things that are spontaneous, and you do not want to be late for your exam. I don't know about you, but it makes us feel really calm knowing that we are right there and we can get to the exam immediately and when we need to.
So just get there 5 hours before, get settled, do some reviews, and it just makes you feel good knowing that you could just pack up and walk to the exam instead of having to travel or drive there last minute. So another tip we wanted to share is to not overwhelm yourself the morning of the exam. So at this point, if you have 1 hour or even 3 or 4 hours before, just go over some review material, your cheat sheets, and any past paper questions that you answered already. You do not want to be studying new material, because this is just going to make you feel anxious. And we actually did a video.
It's basically exam hacks that you need to know video, and trust us, you need to know them.
Yeah.
So the sixth tip is to stay away from people on the day of the exam. Do not suddenly want to join any study groups. Your friend ain't gonna write none for you. So make sure that you do not distract yourself by being surrounded by everyone and asking people questions and getting yourself anxious. Don't talk about the exam with anybody. Just stay in a corner by yourself reviewing your own notes, because if you start talking to people, you can start talking about the exam and you'll get yourself anxious, or worse yet, you can start talking about everything other than the exam. And that is just ridiculous.
Yeah, you're gonna forget everything.
Yeah.
So now it's probably close to the time of the exam, and what we suggest is that you go to that bathroom and just get whatever you have in your system out. So
let it go. Just let it go.
The worst thing you want to do is to catch a hot pee in the middle of the exam, because nobody have time for that. So just drain your bladder, do whatever you have to do, get your business done, and then just focus on the exam.
We understand that there are cases where you will have to use the washroom, but remember to be really quick about it, because you don't have extra time to just like dilly-dally in the bathroom. Just speed that up, girl. Speed it up. So the 8th tip, and one of the most important things I think, is when you're walking into the exam room, like do a full body check on yourself. Make sure that you don't have any unauthorized aids on your person, and by that we mean don't have like pieces of paper scribbled and tucked into your shirt by accident. Don't have any writings on your hands. Don't have your cell phone on you. God knows that, like, just don't have your cell phone on you. You will get in so much trouble, and you really do not want to study so much and then be expelled because you accidentally left a piece of paper in your pocket.
So next up, you want to stay away from the people that are clustered around the exam room, like at least 5 or 10 minutes before the exam starts. So we call this the exam hub. So it's just the people who are waiting and clustered in one big group waiting to go in that door. So what I would do is stay a few meters away and just keep my eye on them, because so much drama could be going on in that hub. Answers could be flying, people could be talking, questions could be asked, and you really don't need that energy. So I would just keep my distance, and when you see them going into the room, then I would just calmly walk in after that.
So the 10th tip is when you're actually in the exam room, this is the time to just remain calm. You have studied your work, you know what you're gonna do. Don't get yourself anxious. A lot of people actually pray before the exam, and if you don't want to pray, what you can do is take a few deep breaths in, close your eyes, clear your mind, and let everything come right back to you, knowing that you did prepare for the exam.
You don't want to be healing out your friend from the back, looking to see who's sitting next to you. You just want to close your eyes, and I like to utter positive affirmations. So I would just close my eyes and say, I've studied for this test, I know I'm going to answer every question, I'm going to do the best that I can, and just spend that time right before before the exam starts, it's really crucial to just stay calm.
So that is a wrap for our 10 things that you have to do on the day of the exam. We really hope it is useful to you, and you guys are loving hashtag Study Sunday. So we are just gonna keep pumping it out every Sunday. Come right back here for study tips and hacks and everything.
So don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up. It means the world to us. And hit that subscribe button right below us so you won't miss out on any of the things that we have coming.
Also, don't forget to check out our last video, which is on this side of the screen or whatever it is. I can't remember, girl, because we're pretty sure you're gonna like it.
So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in our next video. Bye!
Mwah.